Welcome to the UglyMugsPodcast. I'm your host, Quincey.
And you're the host, Justin.
So, I'm a bit under the weather right now, and you'll probably hear it in my voice, and that's why today, instead of coffee, I'm doing tea.
It is,
my hand on the mic.
it is the same one we've had for a little bit. It is the Lipton Purple Acai Blueberry, but we've added in some lemon and honey.
It's my first time doing it, though.
Yeah.
So,
what do you think about it? Did I do too much on the lemon?
yeah, it's kind of kicking me in the face.
Other
than that, it's good.
I wanted it too because we're getting rid of this cold.
Yeah.
Like, we're hitting it hard.
I'm fucking sitting here wearing a long sleeve shirt and a jacket right now because I'm literally cold, not just figuratively cold.
His jacket's a waistcoat, by the way.
Yeah.
He is bundled up, and I'm starting to swelter. Like, that's the weird thing. Like, I'm dabbing a little bit of moisture from the forehead, but warm in
I'll
here.
do my best to not cough during this episode. I apologize if I do at any point.
Yeah.
And we'll try to make sure it's not directly into the mic as best as possible.
And speaking of a little bit of QA, last week, a person brought it up to me. There were cats arguing outside the door.
Yep.
I didn't edit it out, and it was caught up on mic. Very, very low. It was very low volume, but they were like, "Is everyone okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, everyone's
we have
fine."
a new kitty, and there's just some adjustment that needs to happen. He's 8 months old.
Yeah.
And one of them is 7 years old now, and the other we're not entirely sure. She's somewhere in the middle. So he's very much let's play, and the others are like, leave us the fuck alone. We just want to lay around.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, he'll grow up.
yeah, it's just, eventually they'll smack him in the head or something. He'll be like, okay, I'm gonna stop doing that. So, let's go ahead and move into last week's movies. Now, I did run 2 movies in the background because, like I said, for Halloween we're gonna do a lot more. But with all the trick-or-treaters and everything, we didn't really get a chance to watch them.
I glanced over at the first one, which was
Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price.
Yeah, I did glance over, but I was already confused. Like, when I was having to do repairs on one of our motion scares,
Yeah.
I had to take a break and, stop and tie it back up, rig it back up. And then when I would go back, I was like, wait, what's going on? So I did have it as background noise, but
eventually we'll have you sit down and watch it. It's a good one. I think you'll like it. So they made that, and it's based off the book I Am Legend.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went on to make Omega Man, which is also based off the book I Am Legend. And then they went I Am Legend, which is obviously based off the book I Am Legend.
Never would have thought that one.
Well, the Will Smith movie, they made it very different. In the book, it's vampires. And
this one's this weird, like, ghoul-like thing.
Yeah, created by curing cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, the cure for cancer is causing you to change in the Will Smith one.
I never saw that one. I just saw bits and pieces, a few of the scenes, the dog disappearing, that sort of thing, and I was like,
It's not a bad movie.
No.
I have actually read the book. I have to say the Vincent Price one's actually pretty much the closest.
Okay.
So, I really like the Vincent Price one.
And then along on the background also was Army of Darkness.
Yes, which you've seen before.
Which I've seen
I think
before.
it was one of the first movies I ever had you watch.
Yeah.
So, which is the campy, goofy, silly version of Evil Dead 1 and 2. It's the third in the franchise. It's what leads into the Ash versus the Army of Darkness, or Ash versus the Evil Dead, whatever the show's called.
Yes.
So, it's good, but it's good in the fact of going expecting to watch camp to the max.
Yeah, where a man of our time-ish goes back in time just to say, this is my boomstick.
Yep.
And goes on to explain an advertisement for a store that does not exist in that time and how a shotgun works.
What if the only reason why S-Mart exists is because he went back in time and told people, and they would tell those stories to their kids, and eventually someone made S-Mart?
That's an interesting motive.
The actual movies we sat down and watched. Which one do you want to take first?
We'll go in order. We saw Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein.
Definitely the better out of the Meat ones. I've seen Frankenstein. I've seen Meet the Mummy. I haven't seen the other 2 Meats that they've done.
But a few of the things that they were just on fire with it. I was surprised at the wordplay on how quick it was, and I had made mention about 3/4 of the way through the movie. I said, I don't think any of our stand-ups or any of the movies that are comedic right now can hit those notes that they did back then.
No, there was something special about Abbott and Costello, and I don't know that anyone will be able to catch the same thing.
No. I mean, if you can attempt to, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll ever hit that mark.
What did you think of it, though? I mean, obviously you enjoyed the jokes, but
I enjoyed the jokes.
What did you think of the story?
The story... It was a why are they there now? Okay. You're just there just to be in it. And then when they went into the bedroom, braced up the door, and it was a pull door instead of a push door, it was sight gags.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fine.
So IMDb has it as a 7.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes has an 88 out of 100. Common Sense Media, I don't know what that is, 4 out of 5. And Google users put it at 95%. So what do you think of those ratings?
I found them to be... I assume the IMDb set is a little more harsh. I would say 88, pretty fair. Like, it's not a bad movie. Do I feel worse for watching it? No. It was entertaining. Some of the wordplay was nice. It didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
I did like that they managed to get all the actors themselves as
monsters.
As the monsters. The Wolfman transformations were super nice, but you said that it was torture on him.
Yeah, Chaney, that man went through a lot. Junior, in this case, went through a lot getting that makeup put on.
And they were all good. Bela Lugosi, Lon Chaney, Abbott and Costello, of course. I don't think there was anyone who who just felt useless in this entire movie. It was nice. It was comfortable.
I don't remember who plays Frankenstein in this. It's someone different.
It was someone different, but you said
Glenn Strange. Okay, yeah. Because normally it's Boris Karloff.
Oh.
So, who you might know as the voice actor / narrator for The Grinch in the animated version.
You're a mean one.
Plays a green monster
Mr.
again.
Grinch. Oh.
Okay. Now, the next movie we watched was the original The Mummy.
The Mummy from 1932.
With Karloff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And holy cow, I enjoyed this movie. It was
way different than what we've seen with today's movies.
Yes.
The Brendan Fraser ones. I didn't see the Tom Cruise one. I wanted to, but I never got around to seeing it.
Same, but at the same time, I feel like I would want to see this one first.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I mean, it had a lot of really good, just dark scenes, such as that right there.
It's just the shot of him where he's got like the wrinkled skin,
and he's just looking at the camera.
So fucking menacingly.
It's so good. It was so good.
Now, this movie did well for its time. Spun off plenty of sequels.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of which Karloff is in. Did you feel the story works well today? I mean, this was made in 32.
Yeah,
so.
For today's time type of thing, if it was put out today, I would be okay with it. It flowed really well. The only downside I had with it was, having the explanation of, like, for someone who's on the outside, no one knows who Thoth is. No one knows who Ankhseamon.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows who that is. No one knows the Egyptian gods per se.
Yeah.
But if you gave a little bit more of an insight for that, I'd say that it would go a little bit better than it did. But other than that, having them do their exposition by saying, "Oh, this is this of Thoth, the Ring of Thoth," and then trying to pull around and
this movie is 87 years old now.
Yeah, and it doesn't show.
No.
Mm-mm.
I will admit I dozed off during this one, not because I don't like it, but I was just exhausted. It had been a long day.
It was, and then we closed it out about 1. We usually close about maybe 3, 4 in the morning.
We were all pretty fucking tired.
We were burnt. And as soon as I got home, I popped up a little bit of Outer Worlds.
Yeah. So you beat it.
I got credits. And I'm not disappointed at all. The only thing I think is disappointing between the two of us is the same thing that you have a disappointment on too.
The size of the maps?
No.
Oh, okay.
Level cap.
Oh, the level cap.
Size of the maps,
I mean, they've got some bigger ones in there, but I feel like some of those load screens are just
too long
me
for
to
what
cover
it is.
such a small area for a load screen that big is fucking insane.
Yeah, and I don't want to upgrade my console just to have that.
But yeah, no, the level cap at level 30 was kind of bullshit.
And I was level 29 at credits. I was almost at level 30.
Yeah, just to get certain things, certain lockpicks, stuff like that, I'm gonna have to go through and reset my character.
Okay.
It's like 800 bits or something like that. You reset your character, you build his stats. And I'm gonna have to do that. You can do it on the ship.
Yeah. Top floor of the catwalk. Yeah, I remember. It's just I never wanted to. I was always one of those who was reap what you sow.
Well, if I had known there was a level cap, I would have played them differently.
Oh.
I was thinking it was like Fallout 4, where just do what you want.
Just keep going.
You're our pirate, you know.
Yeah, keep that level number going.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. So I was one of the people that was happy Fallout 4 didn't have a level cap. I know a lot of people that pissed them off because they're like, well, you can't role play the game. It's like, have self control. You can't. You can ignore putting your skill points in.
Yeah, or you can pull up a mod that literally locks you at 45.
Yeah. So like for those of us that don't want a level cap, I feel that there shouldn't be. Maybe do something in the settings on games where it's like level cap or no level cap. Kind of like how we have the harder version of this game.
Holy cow.
Have you tried it?
I watched someone play it, and he lost Felix immediately.
Yeah, the fact that your companions can die is a pain in the ass. And then the fact that you have to sleep. If you don't sleep regularly, eat, and drink. If you don't do those things regularly, you get negative effects on your character.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, chill. Like, I watched someone play it on hard difficulty, and I was like, I could have played it on hard. Mm-hmm. But then when I watched someone play it on Supernova, I was like, no.
That's what it was called, Supernova.
Yeah, no. That made me actually feel very bad when I saw their Felix just go crumbling off to the side, and he's like, oh no. And then he died soon after, reloaded. And it just looked impossible. Yeah,
that's one of those ones where it's like you do a save, you save all the time, so that when something like Felix dying, you just go and reload your save.
Yeah, but then
that's how I was in Fallout 3.
Yeah, I was the same in New Vegas because every time Boone would go down, he was essential, so he wasn't gonna die. It's just I wanted him to be stronger, so I kept like giving him weapons and other things to see how strong he can be.
Because things die in the Fallout, at least the first Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, I always told Dogmeat to go wait at Vault 101 for me because I didn't want him to die. I was so worried. Dogmeat. I went through all the hassle of figuring out where Dogmeat was, went and found him, and then immediately was like, all right, bud, you go hang out there because I don't want you to die. And I would go back and visit him. I know, I'm sad. Did you unlock all your companions?
Yes, I unlocked all my companions, but I never did anything for Sam. I'll probably do another playthrough because the playthrough I did, I feel like I was lacking a lot of things.
A lot of knowledge. I plan on doing a playthrough eventually where I kill everyone I meet.
I did that in a town because as soon as I started up that area, they were already hostile because of something I did earlier. And so I was like, shame, as I'm loading up my shotgun.
Yeah, no, I plan on doing like just a fucking murder all. I'm just going to see how many missions I can get. That you've got the section where it's like the missions you have to do, completed, and I don't remember what they call it.
Failed.
Basically failed, yeah. They call it something else. But I'm basically going to go through and see how many missions I can fail. And see how the game ends then. With you killing everyone. And
being
not actually
the
having
sociopath?
Yeah. Like, Phineas unfroze the wrong one.
A little unstable.
What do you think of Phineas as a character?
Without spoiling anything, because you get a little bit more as soon as you're done with that mission. Without spoiling too much, he's a very interesting character. He is a very eccentric style of mad scientist, if you will, because he does do really interesting projects. It's just he doesn't go out and talk about them. He's on his own little planet, and he deals in his own dabbings. So he's like very ego heavy, but doesn't talk about it to other people. Yeah. It's so weird. But at the same time, I mean, he comes off very strange to the newcomer.
I like him. He's fun. I kind of wish he'd been in the game a little bit more.
Yeah, concur.
At least like talking to you on your headset, you know?
He does at the very beginning, but then doesn't do it for the rest of the game. And I was
That's my issue.
And I was like, where did he go?
So spoilers for anyone that hasn't played yet. Did you turn him over towards the end?
Oh, no.
No. Did you talk to him and send out the corrupted one? Before the mission to go save him.
Yeah.
You can you talk to a lady who's like, when you get to his place, ping me so I can see where.
No, I didn't do that.
I talked to him and he's like, we can send a corrupted one to them and it'll make them take longer and I can set up defenses.
Oh no! As for what I did originally was when I was killing off that big town, they had already sent someone over to his thing.
Okay.
It was, yeah. So I was like, oh.
There's a lot of different
There's
ways
a
you can play this. They did do pretty well with the whole RPG element of do what you want.
I'm probably going to do a melee build next.
I was using melee a lot at the beginning for this character, especially for the silent attacks. But then once I got my rifle, I was like, nah, I'm good. And I just started popping people from a distance. So, let's move on into some news. Let's oh wait, we gotta talk about tonight's movies.
Oh,
so we ended up going with some more horror movies because there was just stuff on our list that we didn't get through. So the first one, what the hell was it called? Oh, spacing on the name. Look up D. Snyder's horror movie. Strangeland.
Oh,
I knew it was gonna fucking hit. No, Strangeland.
Oh, Strangeland.
I typed in Streamline.
Oh, that's right. You did show me the cover for this one.
Yeah.
1998.
Don't read too much into it.
Oh, okay.
It kind of tells you how shitty the internet can be. It's kind of what the concept of the story is. It's got terrible ratings, terrible reviews. I think it's got 6% on Rotten Tomatoes.
So are we gonna camp this one out?
No, watch it.
I mean, is this one gonna be like we're sitting through it, but we're gonna make fun of it?
There's definitely gonna be moments where we'll probably make jokes. Like Robert Englund's in it, and there's a few funny moments with him. But it does have a legit story to tell.
Okay.
So I enjoyed it. Lauren had me watch it.
All right. What's the second one?
The second one is Would You Rather? And the connection between these movies is purely the fact that they're both horror movies. Nothing to do with like same actors or anything like that.
So this is like a Saw-esque?
Kind of. It's definitely. I feel like it was definitely inspired by Saw.
Oh, it's after.
Yeah, way after 2013. Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I think you'll like this one too. I think there might be a few moments that make you go, ooh.
Oh.
I don't think either one's gonna have a scare that makes you jump though, because they're not really those kinds of movies.
They are the subtlety of gore and otherwise.
Yes and no. There's really not much gore in either one.
Okay, I get you. Like
they show you what they need to show you, and they don't really go past that. You know, if that makes sense.
It does. It's just okay. Well,
I don't have anything against gore. I actually like the Saw franchise. I did not watch Jigsaw though. I felt unneeded. I'll probably eventually go and watch it. So, he's not a huge, like, his character's important, but he doesn't have a lot of screen time. It has the guy that played Penguin in Gotham.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Thin Man.
Yeah, the Thin Guy. The other thing I know him from is he's in Accepted. He's Abernathy Darwin Dunlap, and he says, call me ADD on the fact that I have ADD. 20% Metacritic, 59% Rotten Tomatoes, and 5.7 out of 10 for IMDb. But Google users, as usual, are higher on it. 73% liked Would You Rather.
Do you find the 20%?
Yeah, that's wrong. That's harsh. I even feel like I don't think it's the best movie ever made, but I'm just curious as to why such low ratings.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only got 11 critic reviews.
Wow, most of them are, however, negative. But then when you look at the user reviews, it's a 6 out of 10 on user. Yeah. Do you feel like that's fair? 6 out of 10?
I would maybe even push it up to 7. Like, it's not terrible by any means. There's nothing wrong with it. It's well acted.
But you just feel like it may be it hit at a weird time?
No, I think the problem is whenever people see movies like this, the immediate thought they get is torture porn, and they immediately start rating things that they feel are torture porn bad.
I don't know. See, that's kind of like my thing, though. I enjoy that. It's a good...
Did you like Hostel?
Yeah.
Okay. Hostel's blamed for torture porn.
And I can kind of concur with that. But at the same time, there are people who go out for those kind of movies, and you shouldn't base it just because it is of that. Now, this one's weird.
So we pulled up the Rotten Tomatoes on Would You Rather, and it's 59 by the critics and 36 by the audience.
That's okay.
I don't understand why.
You want to see?
Yeah, let's go ahead and see.
Unoriginal and rather unpleasant. It has some surprisingly familiar faces in the cast and an interesting music score and the occasional nice shot, but the twists are, and I'm going to leave it at that because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah. This reminded me a lot of the Saw series. There was portions that were predictable, but overall I thought it was a good movie, very creepy and disturbing.
No, it was 3.5 stars. So that's a 65%.
Roughly, yeah. What'd you think of? We talked about it a while back, but The Collector. I mean, that one is considered torture porn as well. And originally was planned to be a prequel to Saw. Yeah.
And I was like, even if it was a standalone, like I enjoyed it. It was a really interesting movie.
It ended up being a standalone. I'm kind of glad they did because the prequel type of stuff we see through flashbacks in Saw is pretty much all I thought we needed.
Yeah,
we understand why he does it, and they teach us in the franchise. Critic reviews. Let's sign a good rotten one. A derivative horror movie with hateful. What is that?
Highfalutin.
Oh, highfalutin. Sorry. Pretensions.
That's from the New York Times.
I have a mic right in my face.
That's fine. But he gave it a 2 out of 5.
She gave it a 2 out of 5.
Oh, they, them. I'm sorry. It looks like it looked like this.
Yeah, like the person above. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hardly a most dangerous game night at the movies. Well, it's not supposed to be most dangerous game. So
it was a 2.5 out of 5. So 50%. So it's still a rotten to them.
But here's a good one. This restrained exercise and torture porn benefits from its clever concept and restrained execution. So he's still using torture porn as a bad thing there, but he's saying that the fact that they dialed it back, they restrained it, and the fact that the concept was clever, that it's more worthy.
And that actually sounds really good.
I don't understand saying that because something's torture porn, it's bad.
Jeffrey Combs is pretty much the reason to see this or just about any film. Would you concur with that?
I'm trying to remember which one Jeffrey Combs is.
Let's do this then. Whoop. I said whoop. There we go. There you
go. Oh, yeah, he's actually really good in this. Okay. I do like Jeffrey. He's really good in this. I'm trying to think of what else I know him from. Oh, The Frighteners. He's amazing in The Frighteners. That'll be one that goes on your list eventually. Michael J. Fox.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's not really a horror, but it involves ghosts and a serial killer.
Jesus Christ.
House on Haunted Hill, the original remake.
Yeah.
Did you ever see the sequel to the remake?
It's not the House on Haunted Hill. It's the Ghost on Haunted Hill or something?
No, it's still House on Haunted Hill. It's House on Haunted Hill too.
Oh.
It's supposed to happen same night. Like, some people show up to, like, hide in the place after they rob
something.
something.
Return to the House on Haunted Hill.
Oh, there you go. Return to the House on Haunted Hill. They show up, like, the same night to, like, go and hide in the place.
This was a bad horror movie.
Fear.com?
Yeah, it was a bad horror movie.
Well, when I first told you about the concept for Strangeland, I was like, it's the dangers of the internet and whatnot.
And I slid over and was like, Fear.com?
I'm like, no. Way different.
Yeah, you were leaning in to say kind of, but then you were like, no.
It's the danger of chat rooms.
Yeah.
And that's about all I can tell you without spoiling anything.
And then...
He's done some good shit.
He did Ultraman. What?
Interesting.
Did he do a voice for Ultraman? Ultraman.
Pull up the IMDb. We'll see what he did. It was down further.
Oh.
Right under the name.
Oh. Thank you.
You're welcome. It was one of the TV shows.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm not seeing him.
I'm not seeing him either.
Oh, there he is.
Roger
Schechter? He's in one episode.
Okay. So he was an Ultraman.
Cool. From here, let's move into the news. Let's start with the movie news because it kind of fits what we're doing. We can start with that one, or we can start with the one you haven't even watched the trailer for. You can't see it. Invisible Man.
Oh,
John Cena the movie.
Yeah, John Cena the movie. Oh, I don't have it up. That's why.
That's all right. So they released a trailer. It's from Universal for Invisible Man. I don't know that this is going to be part of their cinematic universe that they originally were going to try to do.
Blumhouse is back in it, so I was like...
Well, originally the Tom Cruise Mummy movie was supposed to be the beginning of a new monster universe, and then the movie did not do well. No. I guess I think it's Russell Crowe. Russell Crowe or Gerard Butler. I always get those two confused. Shows up in it as Dr. Jekyll. And he was going to be the connection to the other films. It wasn't even going to be Tom Cruise.
Like similar to League of Extraordinary Gentlemen style.
Yeah, but the fact that the monsters are bad,
Oh, okay.
Invisible Man, it's very much a horror movie. The Invisible Man is going to be a bad guy, so it'll be interesting to see.
It had a really good story to it, I'll admit.
Yeah, they did some nice twists. Have you ever read The Invisible Man? The original H.G. Wells?
No.
It's good. But basically it's a guy that rents a room at like an inn, and he's trying to figure out how to make himself not invisible anymore. and he's having anger issues. He's lashing out at people, and the townsfolk basically go in and they rip his clothes off to see that he is invisible and whatnot. And they end up getting a fight, and in the struggle, he overexerts his heart and he dies.
Huh.
Yeah. And then he comes back into being viewed, and now they just got a naked dead dude laying on the ground. So it was very much a one and done story versus how, we've had the multiples and universes and whatnot.
Okay.
I'll probably give Invisible Man a shot. I would like to see a couple more trailers because this first trailer had a lot just going, hey, this. Oh, and this. Sorry.
It was this.
Yeah. Which is I like a slightly calmer trailer just so I can get a bit more of a feel. Yeah, we can talk on this.
I haven't seen Nightmare on Elm Street in ages.
Which ones have you seen?
The first two. A long time. And I think Freddy vs. Jason, a little bit. Bits and pieces of Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay.
But,
first one was good.
First one was very good. It actually freaked me out.
The second one was okay.
Yeah. And then here we got Elijah Wood saying he wants to helm the remake of Nightmare on Elm Street. And I'm like, is that what we need right now? I mean, I'm not asking as a snarky person. I'm asking, is that really what we need right now?
Well, they tried rebooting it a couple years back with the guy that plays Rorschach in The Watchmen.
Yeah, you showed me,
and
I didn't like him.
Terrible.
Yeah,
and the movie just wasn't very good. They also did a Jason Friday the 13th remake, and that one was actually really good.
Okay.
It came out the same year as the My Bloody Valentine remake because Jensen Ackles went and did My Bloody Valentine, and Jared Padalecki went over and did Friday the 13th.
Oh.
He's not Jason. He's one of the people that's trying to survive.
Gotcha.
And it was done really well, but people just didn't go and see it. So I'm wondering, if you make a new Nightmare, and it is good, unlike the last New Nightmare, will people go see it? Because you had a good Friday the 13th, and no one really went and saw it. And now they can't remake it because there's all these legal issues with Friday the 13th now. So, Elijah's been doing horror a little bit more. He did, a couple years back, he did one called Maniac. It's a remake of another horror movie. It was a slow burn at the beginning, to the point that Lauren checked out. And
that bad?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know. But everyone says it's amazing, so eventually we're going to sit back down and watch it again.
Okay.
The original movie, though, it's basically a guy that goes around killing people. He scalps women and puts the hair on mannequins at his place. But
that's not weird at all.
No. So he seems to... Elijah Wood seems to be into the whole horror thing. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what comes of this.
And I just want to make a mention. Looking at his smiling face in this NME article, the smiling face kind of pulled me away and made me think of his role in Sin City, where all you can see is his eyes unblinking.
I'm trying to remember what you're talking about. You said Sin City?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah. Where he plays the crazy guy and who gets his
That's
legs.
right. Yeah. That's actually a really good adaptation of a comic.
Yeah,
it's
I've heard.
Yeah, it's
like
exactly how the comic is.
Yeah, there's maybe a few slight altercation differences.
Yeah,
especially in A Dame to Kill.
I haven't seen it.
That's a good one. It's just they changed it a little bit to make it flow a little bit better.
Yeah,
but
I always get a little worried when I like Frank Miller, but I always get a little worried when he's like, "I'm helping direct this," and I'm like, "Oh, you made RoboCop 2."
Yeah, okay.
But I mean, he helped with the first Sin City, and it worked out. So
yeah, he needs to pick his battles. That's what he needs.
Yeah, I was having trouble picturing Elijah Wood in that, and then you're like, yeah, he just sits there smiling, and the legs is what got me. I was like, oh.
He doesn't smile,
or he just stares.
He just stares.
Yeah, he's
unblinking.
creepy as fuck.
Even as they were ripping off his legs, he just sits there.
We got one more movie news. Right now, this is all hearsay because they're both supposedly in talks.
I'm okay with this.
I don't know.
I don't have very many villains of Batman that I truly like. I can name two. One is Bane. Ooh, pardon me, Bane. The second one is Victor Freeze.
Okay. I mean, Victor Freeze is an amazing one. So is Bane.
Yeah. And then Penguin, I would like to add up in there.
So they're talking Colin Farrell for Penguin, and I feel like this is going off of the success of Gotham. I didn't watch Gotham.
I watched a couple episodes.
Um,
It is an interesting cusp. It's just I would prefer to see. I would actually prefer to see actual heroism and all that.
yeah.
Not drama behind the scenes type of thing. I'm like, if I wanted to do that, I'd watch
Well,
Smallville.
They originally pitched the show as Gotham before Jim Gordon's commissioner. No Batman yet.
Yeah, that's correct.
And it was going to be about how he became commissioner.
Mm.
And then I'm hearing shit about he may or may not have killed someone. Spoilers. And then it comes out that he didn't, but Penguin tried to get him to kill a guy. And it was this whole fucking thing. I'm like, Gordon won't even be fucking with these guys at all.
And then I got spoiled on the Joker.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Like the whole back and forth on the Joker. And then the fact that the Joker can even exist when there's no Batman. I don't like that.
You know.
And then they changed Pamela Isley's name. I don't know.
Everything just seemed really weird with Gotham. Not in the bad way, in its own inspirational way, because Joker, the movie with Joaquin Phoenix, is its own standout. So I'm like,
it's okay. I have an issue with the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. Joaquin's in his 40s. You see preteen Bruce Wayne in it.
yeah.
So that means to be fighting the Joker, you're going to have like 20-something Bruce Wayne being up on a 60, 70-year-old fucking Joker.
Yeah, neutral.
But the other thing was they did change Selena Kyle, Catwoman. Originally in the comics, she was like forced to be a prostitute and shit like that, and she fought away from that life. And this, they're just like, yeah, she's a thief as a kid. And I'm like, well, there goes all of her empowerment.
I mean, they kind of had that be the way in the Telltale variant, where she was stealing to get by as a youth.
Well,
to help out her sister.
I don't remember.
Insert family member here.
But that's the other thing I was going to say about this is I feel the Telltale game has influenced the decision to go with Colin Farrell as Penguin.
I'm not mad at that.
I thought DeVito was great. I just would have liked him to have the accent.
You know? Oh, yeah.
I feel the Penguin should be all penguiny.
Yeah, but
he doesn't need flipper hands.
He doesn't need
the stature
or chewing on people's noses.
No,
or actually, I don't know if that would actually make it better.
I've always loved the way he was portrayed in the Arkham games. The one time we do see flipper hands is basically someone like broke his fingers or something like that.
And it's in casts.
He has them wrapped, and so he's very flippery.
Okay. But what about an Irish penguin?
I mean, he's supposed to be Cockney.
He's supposed to be Cockney, but then again, having him be a little bit more from the north, from the Irelands, might be an idea.
Maybe.
Because Colin is, I believe, Irish.
Yeah, I think he's Irish. I've always found it funny that...
Irish born?
Yeah. I've always found it funny that he's Cockney despite the fact that he grew up in Gotham. So he must have picked it up from his family.
Either picked it up from family or...
A lot of traveling.
Yeah. I mean, he does have a company under him, right?
Kind of. So his family was rich, and then they made some mistakes, and in some of the storylines, he blames the Waynes for running his family out of business. But he's an arms dealer.
Oh, okay.
That's how he makes his money.
So he's basically the Hammer Corporation in Marvel.
No, illegal arms, full on illegal arms dealing.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
It's not like I sell to the military. No, he steals from the military.
Okay.
And sells to Black Mask and stuff like that.
The Slade and all them. Gotcha.
And then the other one that they're in talks for this movie, and this is for the Batman, which I guess is gonna have
Ron Pattinson.
Ron Pattinson, yeah, he's officially started training. You know, I mean, if he can do it right, go for it, man. But the other one they're talking is spacing on his name, Andy Serkis. So Gollum and Lord of the Rings, pretty much anything Peter Jackson asks him to be. He's Ulysses in Marvel.
Yeah, so he's right there beside.
So he's going to be Alfred, is what they're talking. So I'm assuming they're going with the gun-toting Alfred. Now, there's been this thing where, in the past comics, Alfred would keep a gun in the house to keep himself safe in case any of Batman's villains showed up. But several years back, they changed it where Alfred is ex-MI5 and helped train Bruce, and he's a big fucking gun-toter, but Bruce is still very much the I don't kill. So I'm assuming that's probably what they're going to go with having Andy do it.
Sure.
I like the Butler simple.
If it is going to be that one, I would want to see a scene with him then.
I'm assuming they will.
But I'm curious on who's going to be kicking down a door.
Probably just some random thug. Probably going to be something like they try to rob him while he's walking down the street or something. I don't know. Only time will tell. And these castings aren't confirmed. These are both just that they're in talks. I figure since Andy doesn't have anything going on at Marvel anymore, he probably will. And Colin Farrell, he doesn't have anything going on at Marvel because, well, he did his one Marvel movie for Daredevil years ago. Remember, he's Bullseye.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
you say that? Yeah. You say yeah. Just cackling in the freaking airport.
But that's all. I'm not mad about either one. I kind of wish we could go back to a smaller
to the good old days.
pot.
To the good old days.
Yeah. What's next?
After that, I'll say we got a lot of gaming news.
Yeah. Well, BlizzCon just happened, and we want to talk about a couple things there. I think maybe we should first talk about the apology.
Okay. When the president hopped up and he started off his apology, really strong, but I didn't feel like his heart was in it. And then when the crowd started going, woo, doing their big clap, I was like, but why? Hong Kong is still in its stupor.
Well, I was kind of thinking the same thing. Like, people were cheering, and I'm like, what are you cheering for? He didn't say anything that was cheerworthy.
Yeah, he apologized. Why are you cheering?
But he didn't say whether or not they're giving the guy the money.
No.
He didn't say whether or not the ban's being lifted.
The ban's reduced.
The ban's reduced?
Reduced.
But not lifted?
He did, to be fair, he did break contract.
True.
He did break rules. So, hard to actually stipulate whether he was in the right or wrong, but he did in fact sign a contract that's showcased you can't do anything that is quote-unquote negative public relations.
I mean, Hong Kong's shit's all fucked up, dude. Like,
yeah, help us.
I don't know, I'm on his side.
I'm on his side too, but at the same time, he did sign a contract that did state.
I get it, yeah, follow the rules and whatnot.
Yeah.
But
now, if he was doing a Twitch stream and he on his own and did that, I'm sure Blizzard would have been like, whatever, but he wanted to get as many faces on him as possible.
Yeah.
He as far as I can figure, he didn't care much for the money. He just wanted to get the notice out.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. But
now he's going to go underground, do underground Hearthstone.
Yeah.
It's called Gwent.
Or if you want to get real bad, Artifact.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
The Valve one. The one that... Yeah, the one where everyone's like, ooh, Half-Life episode... No. Artifact.
So, the president comes out and he apologizes, and everyone kind of just forgave him. And now everyone's like, oh, hey, all this new Blizzard stuff. Let's go check it all out.
Yeah, because BlizzCon just happened.
We'll touch on some of the things that was announced at BlizzCon, but I'm still pretty pissed at Blizzard and don't have any plans to buy Blizzard stuff anytime soon.
One thing I have plans on buying, if they bring me back what I want. Give me what I want!
That's not what I want.
That's not what I want! Diablo 4 was announced. We just watched the trailer. Now,
it's a good, almost 10 minutes long.
Yeah, and you have to admit, it's a pretty fucking good trailer.
Yeah, their trailers always are. The problem is the game's going to look like Diablo 3.
Yeah, no, that's their styling of game.
You know, they're not going to do anything to change it. It's just going to be new maps.
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
So,
not your cup of tea, I take it.
I mean, I played Diablo 3. I enjoyed Diablo 3. I just don't some of the same crap and tell me it's new.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah, I can say fair. Whew. Coughs are getting kind of heavy, aren't they? A
little bit. So, we do get to see a really good shot of, what should I say? I'll say
Lilith.
Yeah, we get to see a good shot of Lilith. I feel like we could have seen more of Lilith, though, because she comes in towards the end, and she's all red from blood, and the lighting is not very good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's a good shot.
I want to feel my fear when looking at this woman.
I want to feel your fear.
But, I mean, basically, it comes down to 4 dumbasses that didn't know what they were doing, just resurrected fucking Devil's daughter. So
yeah, that's pretty fair to
now
to
you
say.
and your friends are going to go out and have to stop her ass.
Again.
Because
she got put in, I believe, on the second game.
God, I don't even remember the second game.
I love the second game.
It's been so long, dude.
Yeah.
I used to have, somewhere in this house, probably still do have, a copy of 1.
Yo.
No guarantees. I used to. I could have gotten lost in a move a very long time ago. Oh, that's something I meant to talk about. Spider-Verse 2 was announced.
Oh, yeah.
We knew it was coming.
Yeah, all we got was like a very quick little snippet with spray can,
and
then it just kept changing. 2022.
Yeah, I feel 2022. Like, I get that they have to draw all this shit, so it's gonna take some time, but that's really far.
Hey, I'm
as long as it's good quality, I can't say anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait it out.
It does look like there's rumors that they're gonna bring the Japanese Spider-Man in, not the little girl with the robot, but the actual like guy Spider-Man.
Okay.
So there's rumors of that, so that's interesting. I'm excited despite the bullshit that Sony has pulled in the past with Spider-Man. I'm still excited for Spider-Verse 2. It's one of those things where it's like you can't be angry and you can't blame the people that, put hours and days and weeks of their lives into work on these things just because of a shitty producer.
Yeah. That's the other thing I was thinking of. Like, you keep mentioning to me, like, every other week, this thing was put into production hell, or, there was a lot of complications with getting it finalized, or during the time of when it would be marketed, that they didn't do marketing, so it had to get pushed back another time. I'm like, you guys need, like, and I'm pushing this out to everybody, every single company, game, movie, whatever, get your shit together. Like, get it all ready, get it all planned out, because the one thing you don't want is to have to push something back. Yeah. If it's to push it back to make it better, your fans will understand. But if you keep doing it, it will become a problem to the degree that it's a why bother at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Sonic movie. They just finally gave us an image of that. Mm-hmm. And it's like, oh, okay, that looks adequate. It doesn't look like the weird furball from before.
Yeah. But the problem is, does anybody even remember that movie's happening?
I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, yeah. But will I see it?
One of the big problems is you have an army of people trying to make these projects, video games, movies, TV shows.
Yeah.
You have a small army making these things just to have one or maybe a handful of people be the final say and get to do what they want and pull rank.
Yeah. And I was like, wow. Just to get your passion project out, you have to fight.
Yeah.
And you have to struggle just to even get the notoriety.
When Kevin Smith made Mallrats, he went to them and said, "This is my budget." And I don't remember what it was. But they said, "That's not a real budget." And he's like, "This is all I need." And they go, "No real movie gets made for less than $6 million."
And so didn't he take the $6 million? But
yeah, they gave him a bigger budget, and he ran with it.
He squandered it.
It was like, I'm telling you, I don't need that much, and you're telling me my movie's not a real movie because I don't need that much. Also he wanted to bring his friends into the movie like he did in the past ones, and was told, "You're in the business of making movies, not hanging out with your friends." And he goes, "No, I got in the business of making movies to hang out with my friends."
Like, what the fuck? And isn't like Matt Damon, all them, aren't they his friends?
Yeah, they're not as close as they used to be, but yeah,
but
Good Will Hunting only got made because they were talking to Kevin. Kev read the script and was like, "I'm gonna go talk to Weinstein. This is amazing." And went and talked to them, and so Weinstein looked at the script and was like, "This is amazing," and they went and made Good Will Hunting.
And it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah.
I can actually remember some scenes from that movie. It was pretty memorable.
So there's the scene where Robin Williams is making Matt Damon laugh, talking about how his wife would fart while he was
Yeah.
All improv.
Yeah.
It's fucking Robin Williams. I was like, I was talking to Lauren, and I was like, because we were watching clips from old Who's Line. I said, who would have been amazing on the show? And she's like, who? I said, Robin Williams. She goes, well, he guest starred. I'm like, no, I get that he guest starred.
Yeah, he was
but
on
could you imagine just letting him off his fucking leash as a main member of that?
Every day?
That would have been fucking amazing.
Oof.
They would never have gotten anything done just because he would have just gone. They say that there's enough cut footage from Aladdin
to make another one. Yeah. They even animated. Not full animated, but they sketch animated.
Yeah.
Some of it. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, he had maybe 15 more minutes of him just doing his introduction to Aladdin.
The guy that voices Aladdin in the cartoon, it's the boyfriend from Full House, the football player that eats all the time.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So there's one clip, and they're like, normally when you are doing an animated movie, you don't record together. But he got to record a couple times with Robin.
And he just kept cracking up.
Yeah, they have footage of it. He was practically on the fucking floor trying to not, because if he laughs, he ruins the take. And he's just, hand cupped over his face, bent over, just like, don't do it. Don't do it.
I bet Robin was just like, just cut his mic.
Just
cut his
bet you
fucking
that,
mic.
No, I bet you that was fuel to his fucking fodder. Like,
Oh, God.
That probably made Robin go, oh, I'm getting him.
All
I'm going
right.
to keep going.
Yeah.
Do you remember the episode of House where it's, it's him and Billy. Oh, fuck. I can't remember his name. Look up City Slickers. Give me the cast. Billy Crystal.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
There's an episode of Friends where him and Billy Crystal come up and they sit down on the couch with the other friends. And they improv a whole fucking thing. And you're dying watching it. And the cast members of Friends don't know what to do, so they're just kind of trying to react and get into it as well, because this was not planned. Robin and Billy were on the back lot, for something else. Heard that there was an episode of Friends filming. I went, let's go over there.
Let's just go.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're Billy fucking Crystal and Robin fucking Williams.
Yeah.
Who's going to say no? Who the fuck is going to say no?
And so they're going on, and basically Crystal's like, I think my wife's cheating on me. Oh, no. Robin's like, I think my wife's cheating on me with her gynecologist. And he's like, no, it's me that your wife's sleeping with, blah, blah, blah. He's like, how could you do this to me? And like this whole thing breaks out. And Joey's sitting there and he looks at Billy Crystal and goes, so you're the gynecologist?
I will admit, Matt LeBlanc, it's pretty quick to the upkeep.
Yeah. We started watching episodes finally.
Good shit.
The first episode really pissed me off because it's like you get 5 seconds of fucking Matt LeBlanc. And I was like, I'm watching the show for Matt LeBlanc. That's why I started this show. They fixed that in the next couple episodes. But it's kind of this whole thing where it's like they're like, we're surprised you're smart because he's Joey. He's Joey.
He's Joey. He's Uncle Joey.
But there's a part where they're talking to him and he's like, so I was watching this documentary about kids with Tourette's. Funniest thing I've ever seen. And the lady's like, you're joking, right? He's like, no, it was hilarious. And they have this one little girl that just shit. He's like, absolutely hilarious. And she's like, you have to be joking. Please tell me you're joking. That's not okay to be laughing at. And he's like, what's wrong? It's funny. And it's like, LeBlanc is playing a character.
Yeah.
But as Matt LeBlanc. Like, it's supposed to be he's playing Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, it's like...
it's like, it's hilarious, but it's like, oh, people are going to start blurring the lines of reality. But LeBlanc doesn't care because it's funny. And he's just doing it. There's a outtake.
It's like pulling on the collar.
There's an outtake from an episode of Friends where he comes walking in a robe and they accuse him of, lying to them about something, and they demand he opens the robe to show that he's actually well dressed. When he opens the robe, he's naked, and they're like, oh! Well, there's an outtake where they're like, open the robe. He's like, all right. And he opens it, and he's got a photo of David Schwimmer taped to his crotch. And everyone loses it. There's another good one with him and Schwimmer. And it's when they're doing rock, paper, scissors.
Mm-hmm.
And he does something like that where he's wiggling his fingers up in the air. And in the episode, he goes, what is that? And he goes, it's fire. And then Phoebe goes, oh, water balloon. Psh! And he goes, well played, Buffet. And the outtake, he's doing that. And Ross just goes, the fuck is that? And then they all lose it, and they try doing it again. And so, what is that? And he goes, it's fucking fire.
Jesus.
He's amazing. But I don't remember how we got on we were talking about Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And how I felt he should have been a regular on, whatchamacallit? Whose Line?
Yeah.
So is this actual gameplay?
Yeah. It's pre-alpha.
So you got pre-alpha gameplay from, I want to give this guy credit. It just is new
it's
gameplay
IGN
today.
as far as...
Oh, it's
no,
IGN?
Game Informer.
Oh, Game Informer. Okay. Game Informer's got gameplay of 4. It looks good. It looks a lot like 3, though.
Well, that is their style of game. Like, you can't...
I get that. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to feel like, have I done this dungeon before? That's my thing.
Yeah, you're going to run into that because you are literally... I'm assuming, as I had made a light mention of it before, you are... It looks like the very opening area looks like Old Tristram.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Which was the one that you said was stuck in a time loop, right?
Kind of. It was in its own planar dimension. You visit it in 2, and you go and kill one of the guardians that is holding it hostage and all that.
So like I said, I don't really remember 2. Is there anything from 1, 2, maybe even 3?
I never
you
played 3.
want?
So I never
Oh, you didn't play 3?
No.
You can borrow my copy if you want.
Okay.
It's 360 though. So
I know. It just like it's backwards compatible. That's fine.
It's not.
Fuck.
They released a Xbox One S version of the game. It's supposed to run even better on the One S, and you can buy it for the Xbox One. But because they did that, they were like, "We're not going to make it backwards compatible."
That's stupid.
You guys have phones, don't you?
Fuck you, Blizzard.
No, I'll let you. If you want to boot up the Xbox 360 one of these times, you can dick around. It's not a bad game. It's a good Diablo game. It's just,
I mean, I would love a remake of 2. Give me a remake of 2. Give me what I want.
That's not what I want.
That's not what I want. Give me what I want.
The one thing I'm kind of noticing right now watching this is there's a little too much going on screen at once.
That, to be fair, this was Diablo 2, where it was
just so much on screen.
There was a lot of.
I'm not worried about the console not being able to handle it. The console will handle it that just fine.
Yeah.
My concern is me being able to fucking handle it and be like, oh, I didn't miss anything.
Yeah, you know? No. The only thing you really like, you can make their health bars probably a little bit bigger and make it so that way you can see where your character is with a like a jotted outline.
Yeah.
And see how everyone here is red.
I like changing the color of like my my HUD in games quite often.
Yeah. So. And I mean, I don't think that this is going to be a problem per se. It's going to be
one thing I'm noticing that I'm liking is the first dungeon you do in 3, if I'm remembering correctly. It's got a lot of these like drop-offs. So it's like this area you're walking through where it's like instead of designing something cool, it's just black space because it's supposed to be like
leap of faith. Yeah,
I mean you can't leap of faith it. It's just there to be there, but it's like I feel that was lazy. You know? This, we're getting dungeon.
You're getting walls.
Yeah. I don't know, it looks pretty good.
It looks I mean, it's Diablo. I don't think I would ever have a problem with quote unquote Diablo, but you're saying the very first area just looked like a lot of whole area.
Well, not the very first area, the first dungeon I did.
Okay.
Because you're above ground when you start.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of fighting in like a graveyard and stuff like that.
The major downside of Diablo 2 was it was all pretty much squares. It was just attached squares. It was all procedurally generated. One of the very first of its kind to be that way. And so you would never have the same dungeon twice. You would always have something different.
I don't remember how it is in 3 because it's been way too long. But in this, the gold on the ground is actually labeled as how many gold pieces it is.
Yeah, it's not good. And when you walk over it, auto picks up, so you're not fucking mashing the click.
Yeah, I like that I don't mash the click. But I'm just curious as to whether or not it was like that in 3. I don't remember.
I don't know. 2 had it to where you had to fucking click everything. I was like, oh. But I didn't. That was my game. That was my jam. I still, as said, have that fucking helping guide at home with all my notes in it, telling me what was a very good paladin build. God, I miss that game.
You ever considered going back to it? I mean, they put it on
GOG
or GOG. That's what it was.
Yeah, they put it on GOG. They put it on Green Man. It's just, I don't really want to throw $10. I feel like I didn't really want to throw the $10 at that.
$10 isn't that bad.
It isn't that bad. I just didn't feel like it.
I mean, this is gonna be like fucking 60.
It's gonna sit at 60.
We have one more Blizzard news?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna let you take this because I never played it, and you're the one that seems a bit salty.
I am super salty. Well, only halfway salty. So Overwatch 2 was announced, and with Overwatch 2 came a cinematic, and it felt the same that we've already seen. It feels like they're trying to do like an alternate universe where it's them versus the robots, and I'm like, what?
You said they're trying to get into PvE.
PvE, yes, they're trying to keep it up, and then they showcased Echo, which is a new champ, and then they're showcasing a French police officer, which I'm hoping is another champ.
Oh, I'm sure she will be. They put too much detail into her in this video.
Yeah. So I'm just curious on what they're going to give her as far as perks and abilities. I mean, it looks good. It looks like a nice little thing. May gets hurt, big sad face. She gets healed up by Mercy. You got Brigitte and Reinhardt coming in. It's entertainment. That is what Blizzard is right now. Entertainment.
Well, so the issue I was noticing, because I haven't played it, like I said, but the issue I'm noticing watching this is I didn't play it, and I knew, what's the gorilla's name?
Winston.
Winston. I knew Winston wasn't in trouble there. I knew she was going to get healed, especially because I know that there's a healer character that's going to come in, and they're going to show that in this trailer.
Yes.
It was callable. And then you pointed out how they introduced their new character.
Yeah, they introduced Echo.
And you weren't too happy about the way they did.
I know, yeah, they only give her like 4 spots. They showcase her little bubble shooty thing. And the little bubble shooty thing was interesting to look at, but...
Yeah, this trailer was more about the main chick that you see on the game case.
Yeah.
Her. I don't remember her name.
Tracer.
And then the Frost chick. May?
May.
I felt this trailer was more about May and her, and then Winston's kind of dabbled in the background a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the first one you see of the team, so I guess I shouldn't say he's dabbled in the background, but once we get to a certain point, it's just like, okay, May and Thirst are gonna do their shit, and the big robot's gonna be beaten.
Yeah, and the big robot got beated. They got defeated.
How'd you feel about the shield thing? Was that like a good plug, or?
I mean,
Reinhardt.
I don't know why Brigitte was backing it up. Her shield got fucking nerfed. I'm sorry, that's in-game talk. But on Mercedes, no, I mean, yeah, sure, them working together, doing the good pushbacks. You know, him saying, "Hold on." How'd you like that pun though?
What pun?
Ice to meet you.
Oh, I hated that pun.
Yeah, he was.
So they did Ice to meet you
to May.
I looked at Justin and said,
"I'm out."
I'm out. If Schwarzenegger couldn't get away with it, this guy can't get away with it. And then I began to go into a tirade of Schumacher, Batman, of different ice puns. Freeze!
Stay cool.
Stay cool.
Chill. The Ice Age. Yeah.
I'm
We're
Mr.
done with it.
Heat Miser. I'm Mr. Sun. Let's hit the last of the video game stuff before we move on.
There's a lot of video game stuff.
Oh, okay.
A lot of video game stuff.
Oh, okay. That's not video game.
I know that's not. Oh, no, nothing. So, this is the year for Toby Fox.
Well, actually, yeah. You go ahead and talk about this, because this can lead me into AEW.
You're right. It could. So Toby Fox, literally all year, people have been pulling either Megalovania, Undertale stuff. Undertale moved on to the Switch. He got to make a song for Pokemon Sword and Shield. We heard it, and we can hear those very, very small notes of Megalovania in it.
It's Toby. I looked at you and went, it's Toby.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. It's not bad. It is very meant for Pokemon, because it's got that...
Yeah.
So, I was okay with this. It was good. But when you have a lot underneath your belt, and you made Deltarune, you made the music for this, you get plugged in fucking AEW, as Quincy's about to mention. This is your year.
Yeah.
And
then he does a free game, basically, or a $5 game, or whatever it ended up being.
Yeah.
Because he's like, Undertale did so much, I don't really need to. Like, he's not about the money, he's about the art.
Yeah, he's about the art and about the story, because his stories are very soul-crushing, if you will. They try to.
I enjoyed Undertale. The problem is I played it so late, the hype was so fucking huge that I really didn't want to play it. Lauren wanted me to play it.
Yeah.
So I went through and played it, and I enjoyed it. I had fun. The music was good. The battles were very interesting. It was a great concept.
What's your favorite song?
Probably Sans.
Okay.
But I like one of the ghost ones too. One of the times you meet the ghost.
Napstablook?
Yeah, he's got one I like. I think it's while you're screwing around in his house.
Oh, the really chill one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But I played it and I was like, that was fun. But I don't feel that was slap me in the face until I die with the game levels of fun.
Yeah. Some people feel that way. Some people still feel that way.
It's kind of like that Family Guy skit where the guy goes, here's photos of my kids, and he starts slapping the wallet into the guy's face over and over again. That was Undertale to me.
Okay.
I was the guy getting hit in the face with Undertale.
Okay.
But I like Toby. And like you said, and like we were mentioning, AEW happened last week on Halloween. So there were people that showed up in costume. I do believe someone came out. 2 guys came out as Ryu and Ken, I think. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. What was his name?
And then Kenny Omega came out dressed as Sans with his theme playing. And it was actually really cool.
It was pretty good.
You thought it was fake.
I thought when I saw this, I didn't see it through...
You weren't watching AEW, you saw it online.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook, and I was like, oh, yo, this is a real good green screen. And I was like, yeah, I don't think anyone would do that. I thought it was like Jameski. Jameski has this full getup.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, all right, cool. great. And then all of a sudden I see him get into the ring, and I'm like, that's not fake. And I see him pull off that mask, and I'm like, wait a fucking minute.
Yeah, I don't know if it was supposed to be that the right eye wasn't lighting up so that he could like see or what the case was, but he only had one eye lighting. Oh, I'm stupid. It's supposed to be because he's winking.
No, he only has the one eye that does it.
Sans only has the one eye?
Yeah, he only has the one good eye.
Okay.
Oh, it's the music.
Yeah, he's been trying to find the clip to watch it, and everything's been the music. Actually, go to actual YouTube.
We're just doing this.
Okay, that works too. But while we're on the subject, AEW has been a lot of fun. I had fallen out of wrestling a long time ago, and then started kind of getting into it because of the streaming service WWE, where I could watch the stuff when I was a kid. It wasn't watching new things. Every now and then I was asked to come over for a pay-per-view or something like that, but I was watching WCW and ECW and stuff like that. Now AEW's been going on, and I was like, you know what? I'll try it. And I have just fallen head over heels. I absolutely love it.
And I forgot to mention that there was a prerequisite to his opening where it was all the pixel art.
Yeah.
And how he was talking about, so your friends will betray you, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, and the sock's thrown in his face.
Yeah, stick a sock in it, pal. And I was like, okay, all right. And then he comes out. I didn't know about the prerequisite part. I just saw this.
Yeah, you'll have to sit down and actually watch it with sound.
Oh my god.
It's a lot of fun. I keep this up so you can watch it afterwards. I think that noise, because at first the game was like, or first it was playing like the game music and everything, and we were like, this is a total ripoff. And then they did the, and I went, it's not a ripoff.
It's not a, okay. But that's the positive. Time to hit some weird negative. So we've already talked our hate about Rockstar. Yeah.
Yeah.
And would you say that if something bad were to happen, we would basically be saying we told you so?
Yeah.
So are we saying we told you so?
Yeah.
So Red Dead 2 is causing a lot of PC crashes on startup.
From my understanding, it's not just the PC crashes. The game on PC is just plagued with problems.
Yeah.
It's not quite Arkham Knight, but it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and it's not fucking Anthem where it's breaking.
That's true. But yeah, on startup, Red Dead Redemption 2 for PC is causing a crash. Their actual response, do you have it?
You're right here.
Okay, go ahead.
We're aware on ongoing issues preventing some people from playing Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC and are actively working to resolve them, which we didn't get anything from EA as far as with them bricking. We were what, 3 days after the bricking issue where we were doing coverage.
Yeah.
We didn't really get too much of a word from them. At least to our
I'm glad that Rockstar came out
sight.
and said something. Granted, they just, launched it on Twitter through their support Twitter. But I'm glad they've come out and said something. But this does make me stop and go, you're telling me you didn't have enough people testing the game to see if someone would get a startup crash? How many people did you have testing this game? One guy whose computer was able to handle it?
Yeah, I don't know. Their other thing was, make sure that your drivers are up to date.
I love when I contact...
I back up the idea of...
Keep your computer up to date, 100%, yes. Especially your drivers. I agree. But I love whenever I contact a support and they try to make it my fault. I have a work system that was broken.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And I contacted them and they were like, well, how are you doing it? And I explained the process I'm going through and they go, okay, try this. And I tried their little fix. It didn't work. Then they asked to do that thing where they take control of the computer. I don't remember what it's called.
Remote something.
Yeah, the remote access.
Remote assistance.
Yeah, so they take control and they're having the same problem. They go, all right, so we're going to have it do a log, email us the log when it's done. Cool. Emailed them the log, and they went, there's nothing in the log. It must be your computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Glad we can settle that.
Cool.
So send me a new computer.
Oh, no, it's a personal computer.
Yeah, I know. I would have been like, send me a new computer. Like, you want me to use your shitty fucking thing, say it's my fault.
Sadly, the only other company that has a work system like this that we could use is even worse.
Oh.
There might be money for you if you can figure out how to build this system.
Shit. I don't know.
What else we got? Well, this was good news.
This is some good news. So Nintendo is doing a lot of really cool shit, especially with the character for Smash right now being Terry Bogard. His fucking kit looks so good. Oh,
how good is it?
Busta Wolf.
I don't know what that means.
Busta Wolf.
Okay.
Okay. But no, yeah, he's got all of his moves. Sakurai is doing amazing work transmuting these characters for the DLC into the game pretty good, pretty accurately. His special is the triple power geyser into another power dunk into a Buster Wolf, and I was just like, yes! It made me feel good.
So, is this something that makes you go, you know what? I don't own Smash Bros. Yet, but I want to get it.
Come December, if I don't have a Switch, I think I'm just gonna not exist. I need a Switch.
Carried around with you everywhere?
Huh?
You get carried around with you everywhere?
No.
I was gonna say you could do the light, but I'm not hearing good things about the light.
Yeah, light.
I'm hearing everyone's very unhappy with it.
Yeah, it's very battery heavy. Like it dies out in less than 4 hours, and it's like.
When I hear Nintendo was like, "Well, we're coming out with one that's got a better battery," and it's like, "Oh, that helps the people that bought the shit battery one." Yeah, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
can we trade them out? If we
could do the fucking Apple thing where the iPhone batteries were taking a shit, so they're like, "Yeah, we'll bring it in. We'll replace it for $40."
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. I'm down for that. But I mean, $200 for that, or $300 for the better. Maybe on Black Friday, if there's a good deal floating about. Maybe get it all for $300, the Switch and Smash. I'd be down for that. But I just don't have that money this minute.
One of the big problems I'm noticing is most of these deals I'm seeing on the Switch, stuff like that, it doesn't come with any games.
Yeah, no. Well, the one that I keep seeing is the old one that pairs with, I think it's Mario Kart 8.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8. That's the one I keep seeing. And it's like, I would like a Breath of the Wild pack.
Breath of the Wild or Smash. Or worst case of worst cases, Splatoon.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. But Mario Kart,
I mean, they've got some cheaper games to where it's like, you know, if you were to buy them, it's not like buying a $60 game, but there are still $60 games out there for the Switch. So like you're paying $300 for a console to also go and buy a couple $60 games if you want to have more than one thing to play on it.
Yeah, and I mean, with this news that we're about to bring up, it really does make buying a Switch maybe a little easier. So Nintendo rumored considering bringing a range of canceled 3DS games to the Switch, including a Fire Emblem game. So they have the ideas of bringing in a whole bunch of just ones that didn't exist, like another Bowser's Inside Story with Bowser Jr.'s...
yeah, the main concept is canceled shit that... It's kind of like, Nintendo, why'd you cancel that?
And then, oh wait, don't worry, we didn't cancel it, we just pushed it back. And they put it for the Switch. And I'm like, you gotta figure, Link's Awakening for the Switch could have done well on the 3DS. Just fine.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't pushing its console to the limits. Now, don't get me wrong, Link's Awakening is a fucking amazing game. It's one of the very few Zelda games I've actually beat. And I really enjoyed.
Get on my level, bitch.
I can't. I never had much Nintendo product.
I have an N64 with Ocarina.
Yeah. I played a little bit of Ocarina. I played a little bit of Majora's.
I was very much a Nintendo household until the PlayStation 2 came out.
Yeah. And then I've been Sony most of my life.
Well, then I was PlayStation 2 for fucking ever, and then
got the 360, and you
360
were like,
came out. I didn't like. I had the Xbox. I didn't like it.
Mm.
So when the 360 came out, I kind of went, nah. Eventually, I gave it a chance, and I've been hooked ever since.
Mm-hmm. But hopefully, these canceled 3DS games, all the big list that they're saying, comes to a light, and hopefully, we see this list and we can get some good names out and about. Because you know what I would like to see? Another Mother.
I don't remember Mother.
Earthbound.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
I would play Earthbound.
Oh man, Earthbound 1 is...
It's one of Lauren's favorites.
The weirdest shit in the world, my dude. But it's a good one. You want to talk about this or this?
You go and take your thing.
Okay, so remember way back when? Back when we started. I was talking about Critical Role's animated series, how they got $11 fucking million.
I vaguely remember something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not real news, is it?
No, but the fact that Amazon Prime snatched it up and said, "We got you."
So now my question is: you're saying So Amazon probably picked it up. They're going to do
two
seasons?
2 seasons.
Okay.
And if the first season does well, they're saying we might even plug for the third season.
Okay. And it's going to be animated.
It's going to be beautifully animated.
So are they still using that $11 million that they earned to make it, or is Amazon throwing them some cash?
No, all of it is going to Titmouse, which is the name of the animation company that is doing it. All of that is going toward that and the backers' gifts, if you will.
Okay.
Like the pin set, the not mesh bags, the actual full Vox Machina bags.
Gotcha.
All that stuff.
Cool.
Yeah, it's going to go toward that as well. And the fact that Amazon picked this up, I can guarantee you Amazon Prime is now a fully worthy contender as far as, because they are wanting to, as far as I heard it, this part's a rumor, they're wanting to buy Dropout.
I don't remember Dropout.
Dropout's their own individual.
Okay.
They did a handshake with like VRV.
Okay.
And as far as I know, they want to move everything from Dropout over to Amazon, so you'll be able to see Matthew Mercer playing a villain character in a campaign.
Oh, okay.
Because it's on Dropout.
Cool.
So, I mean, there's a lot of things on Dropout that are other than that, like Actually, where it's a nerd-like game show where you interrupt the host by going Actually.
Alrighty. I mean, if that happens, that's cool. Amazon's had some good originals in the past. I also have seen them kind of treat their originals a little shitty. They did good things with the guys from Top Gear when they came over to make Grand Tour, but I feel like they kind of fucked over the Tick.
They did screw over the Tick, but then Man in the High Castle. I will always give high praise to that.
But The Boys, I really enjoyed The Boys.
Yeah, so
They've got their moments.
Would you say 75 out of 100?
Yeah, maybe. I'm just concerned as to where Vox Machina is going to fall on that 75.
I hope that it pushes it over, because I love Critical Role. It's it's going on literally right now as we are talking. It just started, and I mean, as soon as I get home, I already subscribed to their Twitch channel.
Uh-huh.
So as soon as I get home, I'll start listening to the VOD, so I can enjoy today's episode, which I'm super fucking excited for, because I fucking love this story. I love D&D. Get out of my way.
Hey, we don't like our shit. This just reminded me over here on the left, though. Go back up. Right there. How do you feel about that quote that was used for Death Stranding?
I mean, Kojima makes movies. I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it. It says Death Stranding is a great movie. Like, it's been out for 3 fucking days. I think.
Something like that.
It's
It's one of those ones where I'm like, I might get it at some point.
Like, I had plans on getting it. Okay, today was the release.
Yeah.
So it's been out for less than 24 hours. For some. Because I did see someone playing it on Twitch before you picked me up.
Probably an early release or a different country.
Yeah, and I'll admit, it looked good. So or maybe this is a pre-build.
Could be.
Yeah, 15 hours ago. So if it does look like a fucking movie, fuck off. That is what Kojima... Tell me that Metal Gear Solid 5 isn't an interactive movie with some stealth elements and all that shit. Tell me that ain't a movie, I'll call you a bull-faced liar. Like, it has a lot of cutscenes, but it has more gameplay than cutscenes. It's just, there's a lot of fucking cutscenes.
That's all I ask for, is more gameplay than cutscenes.
Yeah, it's not Nathan Drake.
Uncharted 4.
Yeah, it's not Uncharted shit. It is you'll get a lot if you play a lot. Like, it does a lot through its expressions. Like, when you go back to Mother Base in Metal Gear Solid 5, you get maybe a special cutscene where you see D-Dog growing up. And, Ocelot's sitting there like, sit, heal, good dog. See, and you get that connection through that pretty lengthy cutscene. Like, I think it's a good 6 minutes of this little tiny puppo running over to, oh god, what's that actor's name? The one who replaced David Hayter in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Kiefer Sutherland?
Thank you. Him holding up a dog, it brings a smile to your face,
Why did they replace him with Kiefer Sutherland?
Because it's not supposed to be Hayter.
Okay.
When Hayter got replaced, he got a little bit confused, but
it wasn't, we're not happy with your work, or Kiefer's got star power, or something. It was story-based.
It was story-based. It's,
okay.
You're not technically Big Boss.
Okay.
This is technically supposed to be Big Boss, but not Big Boss. And it confused Hater because Hater was like, "Wait, what? Kojima? I thought I was your go-to." And Kojima was like, "Shh, it ain't anything personal. It's just I got a story to tell that isn't yours, you know." And apparently, aside from all that, Guillermo is still hanging around Kojima, so we might be getting something spooky, scary from
Skeletons.
I'm hoping the spooky, scary skeletons run shivers down your spine.
I'm
hoping.
Originally Guillermo was supposed to do the
PT.
new Silent Hill. Yeah.
But nothing. Konami already owns that, and they already ran it into the ground. I could care less about Konami. Fuck them. But hopefully there is something that is like spooky between them that they can build.
Hopefully.
I'm hoping, because I would like to see Kojima do scary.
I'm just always worried about the fact that Guillermo always seems to take on way too many projects at once.
Like, what does he have right now, though?
I don't know. Let me check.
Oh, alright, I can bring it up right here. Guillermo.
I know he's not doing,
I spelled that wrong.
Hellboy anymore. He's not doing.
Oh, it's 2 L's.
Pacific Rim, all that shit. So.
Okay, so. Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark was the last thing that he did.
It was pretty good.
IMDb. So, I mean, if he does happen to want to do something spooky, scary, I'm excited.
So he's got
Pinocchio's
in pre-production, Wizards is in pre-production, Wolves and Villagers, and Nightmare Alley. That's as a writer. Go ahead and, if you click hide there to the right,
boop.
See what he's doing as a director.
Pinocchio, he's doing that too. Nightmare Alley, and Untitled Michael Mann documentary? What's he producing?
Everything.
Oh, shit. Justice League Dark.
Yeah, Antlers, which is completed, but he was producer on it. It's not out yet. The Witches, Wizards. Oh, Antlers has a trailer too.
Ooh, let's go take a quick peek, because I don't know what it is. Kerry Russell and Jesse Plemons. Oh,
I recognize both the names. I just don't know who they are.
Oh, don't fuck with the skunk, kid. Don't. Oh.
This kid's gonna throw a rock at a skunk.
Or.
Yeah, I think he killed the skunk.
Cool.
Guillermo does some pretty good horror stuff. I love things like Hellboy.
Oh.
Yeah, he fed the skunk to something. They just keep him locked up in a room.
Okay, you're just gonna show that on a trailer. Cool.
It was a disemboweled, raccoon.
Dog, raccoon, something.
I do have to say, I didn't go see Shape of Water, or whatever.
I heard it was good, but...
I heard it was good, too. I heard it was, a good book as well, but I don't know, I didn't have an interest in that one. This movie's all kinds of weird looking. The kid was, prepping food for this thing, and looks like it broke out, and now it's on a fucking, rampage eating people.
Cool. And it's leaving antlers? Ooh, show us.
No,
give us.
They're not gonna show us in the trailer.
Show us something.
So I'm sure the first time they show it, it's gonna be a huge thing in the movie. But they kind of showed through the antlers almost.
Yeah.
Shot at the kid. So we saw the back of it a little bit.
Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good.
That didn't have antlers though.
Well, he probably pulled them off.
Oh,
never mind.
Okay, that was something else.
That had antlers. That had a lot of antlers. It had antlers on its back.
Go ahead and pull up the cast. I'm curious. I have a feeling. No, maybe not. Keep scrolling. Okay. I thought for sure we were going to see, what's his name? Doug Jones.
Oh.
I thought for sure we were going to see Doug Jones in this playing something.
No. I mean, it seems like these are all rookies.
Graham Greene's not.
I've heard a few. But what? Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, you pulled up his photo and you know him.
Yeah. Scott Hayes, newcomer, did a little bit of the Venom set, but yeah, very light actor. But I would like to see more from him.
Yeah, I know her. Scroll down.
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Uncle Buck.
Oh.
She's Buck's girlfriend, Amy Madigan.
Oh, wow. Okay. So maybe this is medium-sized cast. It's not necessarily exploding with star power, but it looks great. I recommend, just from the trailer, just even getting a sight of the creature made me go, hell yeah.
So
I'm hyped for Antlers.
Back to the whole
right.
Guillermo and Death Stranding and all that. So still think Death Stranding's gonna be what it's claimed to be.
It's probably going to have its long cutscenes, but then again, so did Metal Gear Solid 4. 4 had the longest cutscenes, but it was still an enjoyable fucking game.
Yeah. I'm just more wondering if it's going to be the amazing game that they've been promising.
This is Kojima's first to publish, because this is his initial Kojima Productions.
Yeah.
So this is his first one that he's actually sent out. It looks good. I'm not going to try and take away from it. Hopefully... between the star power that he actually has between Norman Reedus, Mads Mikkelsen, and Guillermo del Toro in the game itself.
And what's his name finally gets to actually have his face as a character? Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. I mean, I'm hoping all of this works out for him. Like I like Kojima's writing, especially way back in Police Knots, where it's like a half point and click adventure, half storytelling, detective tale. And it has some quick shooting light gun, if you will, but you have to do it through a thumbstick. And I was like, okay, you gotta go do these things. And having that lead up to now, where he's doing like the espionage telling through Solid Snake, Big Boss, he's come a long way.
Yeah.
And this is a different project. This is sincerely a different project.
There's a lot of shirtless Norman Reedus going on our screen right now.
I ain't mad at it.
Last thing I have, and I don't know if you want to call it early after this.
Sure.
So I had kind of showed you a little bit. Marvel did a podcast called Wolverine with Stitcher.
Yeah.
I showed you a little bit of the first season. I listened to all the first season. I've only listened to part of the second. Well, now they are doing one called Marvels. It's based off the award-winning graphic novel. It has to do with Galactus coming
in the 1960s.
Yeah, it's set during the 1960s. Galactus is coming. The Fantastic Four went out to, I think, fight him before he showed up, and something went wrong. This is set to come out on the 20th of this month through Stitcher and Marvel's joint workings again. Problem is, it is Stitcher Premium, so those of you that don't have Stitcher Premium like me won't be able to listen to it. I don't know if eventually they'll drop it for free with commercials like they have in the past with things. As of right now, it's a really cool idea. I just don't see the point in buying Stitcher Premium for one podcast.
And, I mean, the trailer that it had there, that was pretty good.
Yeah, they have a trailer on Marvel's, Marvel Entertainment's YouTube. Just look at Marvels, Marvels, and you'll find the official trailer for it by Marvel and Stitcher.
Good shit. So, you know how last month, for Humble Bundle Monthly, they were pretty good games, right? Mm-hmm. You ready to see this month?
Hopefully it's better than fucking Xboxes.
For $12, you get Soul Calibur 6, Yakuza Kiwami, and My Time in Portia.
Okay.
So you get Yakuza 1 Definitive Edition, Soul Calibur 6, which is pretty fucking new, and My Time in Portia, which just left early access and is now a full release game. That is $112.
We got kind of screwed this month on Xbox's free games, but Game Pass is doing some good stuff.
Yeah, Game Pass is doing some good stuff. We'll probably, I think next week we get another announcement on the Game Pass.
I think so, yeah.
It's either next week or the week after.
I want to say it's next week.
But yeah,
there's a few things that they just drop in there without ever fucking announcing. Have you checked the recently added recently?
No.
I pulled up real quick on my phone.
Okay.
I got the app. So.
But yeah, if you use the thing down in the description, you'll be able to support me directly, as well as get these games for $12 fucking with a broken freaking neck.
And he plays these games for YouTube and Twitch. Not too often, but we're working on that.
I'm trying to get my time back. I'm trying to get back what's mine.
Back in time.
Whew. But yes, there's also other ones going on. There is one that has a bundle for Rogue Trader, which is a subsidiary of Warhammer. It's all the tabletop stuff, and Rogue Trader is like doing a lot of shipping, but do you take the hostile route to handle these things? For $1, you get, the core rule book and 3 pretty good little, what do they call them? Campaigns, if you will.
And then a coupon.
And then a coupon for more in the Cubicle 7 store. And then for $8, you get more stories. And then for $15, you get all of the stories that are out right now. I mean, and 18 gets you even more. I didn't see that there was one more after that. And of course, it supports charity. You always got to think about that.
It's Make a Wish for this one.
Yeah.
They added Lord of the Rings adventure card game.
Oh, I mean, sure.
And Subnautica. As well.
Subnautica?
Subnautica, yeah. Sorry.
Oh, cool.
As well as Lego Star Wars 3, but I think Lego Star Wars 3 was actually announced before it came.
Now, I don't like underwater levels in games, but I don't mind Subnautica. It makes me feel more comfortable. Something that I think you'll like.
Elvira, Mistress of the Dark.
Yeah. They are doing Dynamite 15th anniversary party where they are doing a lot of comics.
Lone Ranger,
Turok,
Vampira, versus Reanimator.
And then for $8, you get all the other crazy shit. Kiss,
Betty Page, Charmed,
Jeepers Creepers.
Did you hear about the new Jeepers Creepers movie?
Nah.
So Jeepers Creepers happened, then 2 happened, and then we all waited a long time for 3. And right before 3 happened, we found out the director of Jeepers Creepers was using movies to disguise making child porn. So we never saw 3. But now someone else is taking over the franchise. So we will be getting a new Jeepers Creepers without the risk of child porn.
Oh.
Dynamite's also got Agent 47. I like Hitman, so I'm happy that there's something more.
Yeah, the only downside is
It's at the $15 one.
Yeah.
Army of Darkness, The Boys. I actually own that though.
Yeah.
More Vampira, more Elvira. Sorry, I keep saying Vampire. It's Vampirella. 2 different people.
Yeah. And then more Army of Darkness,
John Wick.
Atari, John Wick.
Did you hear about Dresden Files?
Yeah.
Did you hear about Keanu Reeves coming out with a girlfriend?
Yeah, and I was
so
like,
happy.
Yeah, I'm so happy that he has someone.
Also, he's come out and said that he'll do as many John Wick movies as we want him to do.
Hell yeah.
So
those are only 2 of the things that are going on as far as bundles. There are, of course,
11 bundles currently.
There are 11 bundles, including the monthly, where you get the 3 games we mentioned before for $12 freaking dollars. But click my link down below. You can buy any of these, and I get a little kickback. Makes me happy. I'm going to try and push that money toward improving a few things. Not necessarily my gaming library, but I'm going to try and push it toward like giveaways or something. Because I have enough games. I have
too many games.
I have way too many games.
Also, make sure to check us out on Twitter, email us, and take out Tokyo Treat.
Yes.
It's a treat box that you can find the link for in our description down at the bottom.
Yes. And I think with that, we're going to call it.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Kenny Omega in Smash?